Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Civics. After the events of yesterday, January 6, 2021, I thought it was important that I address what happened, um, as it does directly relate to the course material, but it's also just an important event in our nation's history. So, if you don't know what happened yesterday, basically, yesterday was supposed to be the day when Congress gets together to vote on accepting the Electoral College results from the various different Electoral College polling earlier in December last year. Um, on the other hand, a large rally protest thing was being organized by Trump supporters in from all over the country, actually, and they marched to D.C. or they came to D.C. They listened to the president speak, where he asked them to take action, and then following that, while Congress was in session trying to certify the Electoral College vote, um, these people stormed past barricades around the Capitol, broke into the nation Capitol building, and began destroying things inside, trashing offices, attempting to break into the chambers of different people, different members of the Congress. Um, so at this point, right now, when I'm filming this, 5 people have died um, because of the conflict that occurred within the Capitol yesterday. Um, and I'm sure you, as a student or an individual, is probably hearing a lot of different information from a lot of different sources, whether that be your parents or the news or your teachers or whomever it is you get your information from. I wanted to make sure that you got a very clear message from me um, of how exactly I feel about what happened. Um, the people who did this, the people who stormed the Capitol building, are fascists. They're white supremacists, they're Nazis, and they're wrong. Some people will tell you that all people's opinions matter equally. That's not true. These people's opinions are wrong. White supremacy is wrong. Fascism is wrong. We fought a war over it a long time ago, before you were born. These people and what they did was never acceptable. And there's a lot of evidence out there that shows that they were aided and abetted by the police in the Capitol area. They allowed this to happen. And all of this is because over the last 4 years, our government has openly encouraged these people to do bad things. I don't know what's going to happen over the next 20 or so days, but I do know that things are probably going to get more chaotic than they are going to get peaceful. So I hope as you watch and absorb this moment in history, because you really are living through history right now, you understand the magnitude of these people's actions and just how wrong they are. No matter what political stance you take, whether it be liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, this is a line that shouldn't have been crossed. These people stand for something that is not American. It's unpatriotic to believe in fascism. So I do hope that you, as you watch these events unfold and you live through this moment in history, that I'm sure textbooks and many other books will be written about, you keep your eyes open, keep your ears perked, pay attention. Pay attention to the people around you. Pay attention to the people who are telling you this information. Pay attention to the people who tell you this or that. Be aware of what they're saying. But make sure that true deep down in your heart that you know that that line of thought, that incredibly right-wing, dangerous notion of white power and fascism is wrong. Wow, this has been a somber episode of Civics. The bright news, though, is that our government has held, despite that, and have certified the Electoral College vote for President Joe Biden. So he is officially the president-elect, and on January 19th, he will take office. Now, in the meantime, some other things have been happening government-wise that I figured I should talk about as well. First of all, there have been many calls, and since I started filming this, both the Speaker of the House and the Senate Majority Leader, or soon-to-be Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, have asked for Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment. Now, if you remember back to our episode on the amendments, the 25th Amendment is the amendment that allows the Vice President and the Cabinet to remove the President from office if they find him to be unfit for office. Now, Senate Minority Leader currently, Chuck Schumer, and Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, are asking Mike Pence to do this because our president, Donald Trump, incited the violence that happened yesterday via Twitter and via his speech at this rally that was happening outside in D.C. They no longer think it's fit for him to be president because he's inciting violence in their own capital. Now, I don't know what Mike Pence is going to do. Technically, it's up to him. He has to be the one who invokes it. So he is the one who solely has that decision to make right now. The other thing that's going to affect this is there's two ways for the 25th Amendment to work. The first one is for Mike Pence and a majority of the cabinet to decide that this is going to happen, to invoke the 25th, or a select group of congressmen and Mike Pence can decide this. Now, all this still hinges on Mike Pence. However, the cabinet supporting it is becoming less and less of an option. Members of the cabinet are resigning starting today because of these actions, taking their voice out of this process. By leaving, they're making it more difficult for the cabinet to depose President Trump and make him leave the White House. So, there is a possibility that there will be a new president prior to Joe Biden becoming the president, Mike Pence. Now remember, if Trump is removed from the 25th Amendment, Mike Pence is the president until January 19th, when Joe Biden takes over. So even if Trump is removed and Pence becomes president, Joe Biden will still be president on the 19th. That doesn't remove that election from happening. So he would only be president for like 10 days, 10 to 11 days, right? So it wouldn't be that long of a presidency. It would definitely be something unprecedented. Now, the other thing that's happening is they backed up that statement. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said that if the 25th Amendment is not invoked, then the House will have to pass impeachment proceedings. Those impeachment articles have already been written by Representative Omar. I want to make sure I said that name right. I think it's Omar. She's from Minnesota. She's one of the 4 House members that was elected in the midterms 2 years ago. It's Omar or Oman? Now it's going to bug me that I didn't say it right. Well, anyway, you know who I'm trying to talk about. And if it comes down to it, within the next 24 hours, there could be a vote on impeachment in the House, which of course would mean there would be another impeachment trial, potentially in the Senate in the next couple of days, trying to remove President Trump from office. A lot has happened. It's a lot to process. You're young, and you don't have a voice in this process yet, potentially. Right? If you're under 18, you don't vote. But it's important to take a break from looking at the news all the time. This is stressful. It's chaotic. Don't feed into the 24-hour news cycle. Put your phone down. Do something else. Do something for your mental health. Relax. Try to center yourself around something else, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes, so that you're not consumed in this news cycle, this craziness that's occurring. It's not good for you. It's not good for me either. But it's hard not to look away, isn't it? Civics has always been fascinating to me, but it's really hard these days to be living through these scenarios that I once only thought of as these crazy what ifs. Um, and it must be incredibly hard for someone like you, someone young, who's watching potentially their future change so dramatically. Um, I hope you know that I'm in your corner, your teachers are in your corner, and there are people out there who are trying to help you process all of this. Um, and if you need someone to help you process it, feel free to comment on the video below. And I'll try to reach out to you through the comments and help you process what's going on. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon. Bye.